Martha, I know you're my daughter, and I know that for me it was kind of heart-wrenching when you wanted to pre-meet. You're so young, and most people at your age just haven't had to think or aren't thinking about what it will mean. So what brought you to the point where you were very determined that you and your husband were going to pre-meet?
I think the experience of losing my brother, and that was the first funeral that I'd been involved with helping plan. And to lose someone so close to you, and in that, the hardest part of your grief, the rawest, you're still in shock, and then to have to think of details. That really stood out to me, and that was something that I did not want my children or my siblings or my parents to have to worry about in the event that I should go early as well. Because my brother was young, and it was a shock, and it was unexpected, and no one can see it coming sometimes. So I wanted the peace of mind that in the event that I should go, that it was taken care of and it was done, and that my family wouldn't have to go through that struggle, because it really is a struggle.
How old were you when your brother passed, and how old was your brother?
My brother was 21, and I was 23 when he passed away.
Do you recall sitting down with the funeral director and then having to go into that selection room and having to choose the casket?
Yes, I remember walking into the room. It's just full of caskets, and we were given some time to just walk and look, and you're just so overwhelmed. Which one? Which one's the right one? Which one would he want? You know, because at 21, he wasn't talking about in the event of his death. He thought he had a long life to live yet. And then it came to, the pamphlets, all the options there as well. What do we want to put on there? Which picture do we put on there? What poem or quote or information do we want on there? And flowers, and the decisions were endless and very overwhelming.
They were. How did your husband Alex feel about pre-planning? Because I know you both pre-planned.
Yes. So Alex was actually also very interested in pre-planning. He lost his mom when he was a young boy, and his mother was not very old either. And then the experience of losing my brother really impacted him as well. And so he was very, we were both just determined that we wanted to do this for our families, to take that away in the midst of their grief, that they would need to make all these decisions.
I know you've not only pre-planned, you have done your will, you've done your living will, you've done your power of attorney.
Yes.
You are what we are talking here about. You've got your estate planned.
Yes.
How are you feeling now?
It gives a great sense of peace. Tragedies happen, and we tend to think, oh, that happens to other people, until it doesn't. And to have the peace of mind that no matter what, our estate is taken care of. If our children are still living, they're taken care of. Everything from our assets to our funeral, everything's taken care of. And it is incredibly peaceful to know that it's done. I don't have to worry about it. My family doesn't have to worry about it. And it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, though. It's an emotional conversation to have.
Well, thank you, Martha, for sharing that. And I know that as a mom, it was hard, emotionally hard, to think that my daughter was so preparing herself. Yet, I am so proud of you that you took that step and you took care of what you would talk to me, the conversations we would have, that you so wanted it done, so you knew your boys would be taken care of if something were to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you for doing that, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for pre-planning and knowing that if something were to happen to you, I wouldn't have to do the same thing I had to do to your brother. So thank you.
You're welcome.